Ted Bundy, the serial killer, who looked like everyone else. Imagine trusting someone completely, letting them walk you to their car, believing they are harmless, and never being seen alive again, because the man smiling at you was Ted Bundy. This is the complete story of one of the most disturbing serial killers in American history. Ted Bundy was not a monster hiding in dark alleys. He was intelligent, well-spoken, charming, and that is exactly how he got away with murder for years. Ted Bundy was born in 1946, but his life began with a lie. For most of his childhood, he believed his grandparents were his parents, and that his real mother was his sister. When the truth was finally revealed, something inside him changed. Friends described Ted as quiet and intelligent, but emotionally distant. He struggled to connect with people. He watched others build relationships he never truly understood. That feeling of rejection would shape everything that came next. In college, Ted fell deeply in love with a woman from a wealthy and successful family. She represented everything he wanted to become. But she eventually left him. She said he was immature, unstable, without direction. That rejection broke him. From that moment on, Ted Bundy became obsessed with control. On the surface, he rebuilt himself. He studied law, worked in politics, volunteered at a suicide prevention hotline. Ironically, he helped save lives. People trusted him, women felt safe around him, and that trust became his greatest weapon. In the early 1970s, young women across Washington and Utah began disappearing. They were college students, bright futures, never found. Witnesses described a polite man named Ted. He often pretended to be injured. He asked for help, and many agreed. That kindness was the last thing they ever did. As the disappearances continued, a pattern slowly emerged. The victims looked similar. Same age, same appearance. But serial killers were not well understood at the time, and Ted Bundy didn't look like a killer. He looked like a law student. In 1974, Ted Bundy was arrested for the first time. He denied everything. He was calm, polite, convincing. Even investigators felt uncertain. Then something unbelievable happened. Ted Bundy escaped custody, not once, but twice. He vanished and crossed state lines, and what followed was the darkest chapter of the case. In Florida, Ted Bundy lost control. The attacks became brutal, public, impossible to ignore. The mask finally slipped. America was no longer looking at a suspect. They were looking at a monster. Ted Bundy was captured once again. This time, there would be no escape. In court, Ted chose to represent himself. He smiled for the cameras. He spoke confidently, but the evidence was overwhelming. In 1980, Ted Bundy was sentenced to death. On January 24, 1989, Ted Bundy was executed. He died the same way he lived, trying to control the narrative. Ted Bundy taught the world a terrifying lesson. Evil doesn't always look dangerous. Sometimes it looks friendly. Sometimes it looks trustworthy. And that is what makes it so deadly. If you want more true crime stories that reveal the darkest side of human nature, subscribe, because the next story might be even worse.